A few days ago I released a video about the arena site and surrounding land to see if it was feasible or not as to whether Newcastle United owners could build a stadium there at some point in the future. Now, for clarification, this wasn't a speculation video. This video was rammed to the rafters with facts and support and evidence. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. But anyway, since then I have a really important update that I think you need to hear about. It's coming up. Welcome back. Eddie here from Tyneside Life, and yes, this video I did a few days ago was on the back of an article by Luke Edwards in the Telegraph on the 1st of March, which was embarrassing really. It was a car crash article where he hasn't done any rudimentary research into the subject whatsoever. So I decided to take it upon myself to do some journalistic research. I made some inquiries and I put together this video, and if you've seen it, you will understand that the chances of a stadium being built down there are virtually nil. Now, don't get me wrong, I took no pleasure in putting that particular video together because at first glance, to the untrained eye, this looks like an ideal piece of land, and I've kind of changed my view over the months and quite like the idea of a brand new stadium with all the modern features that go with it, and whether that could be at Castle Leazars or whether it could have been down by the arena site, I like the idea of it. So before we get into the details of this important update, I just want to recap on the facts and evidence that was provided in the previous video. So warning, there are spoilers in this particular video, so if you haven't seen the other one, that's where all the detail is to the points I'm going to let you know about now. So first of all, the land that you're looking at now, that's west of the Redheugh Bridge, Quayside West, part of Forth Yards. That is split up into three independent, privately owned bits of land. You have the arena site land, you have a heliport land, and you have the brownfield site land, which is now being bought by Homes England. Second point, Newcastle United can't just buy the brown site land and build a stadium on it. It's not big enough. That's not because I've popped my head over Redheugh Bridge, had a little look and thought, I don't think it'll fit. You can measure it quite easily yourself. You can go onto Google Earth mapping software and measure land, and I use Spurs Stadium by way of example in terms of that stadium's dimensions, which is about 215 metres wide off the top of my head and 250 metres long. Basically, to have a stadium down there, you would need the brownfield site land and the whole of the arena site land. In fact, there's an argument to say that a stadium wouldn't even fit at all when you start to build in the other infrastructure requirements that would go around the outside. Third point, we have the heliport land, an independent heliport, privately owned and claimed on the website to be the UK's largest independent heliport. Now, not satisfied just to look at the land and just tell you about it. I did some research and I contacted the owner, a guy called Marty, had a brief conversation with him. He told me in his words, he said categorically there will not be a stadium built on that land. Point 4, in terms of the brownfield site land now owned by Homes England, they're a government housing and regeneration agency. They're not Newcastle City Council, they're run by central government. They bought the land just a few weeks ago, and it's abundantly clear, as you'll find out soon, that even though Newcastle United may have an interest of building a stadium elsewhere, they're currently going well into the process of a feasibility study around these matters. They made no approach or attempt to buy that land. So it's now in the hands of Homes England, who, along with the whole of the Forth Yards area, which includes other little parcels of land, to build 2,500 homes over the next few years. The area of land that we're talking about, the brownfield site next to the arena, they have plans to build 1,100 homes, and as you've seen in the video, they have already started their preparatory and enabling work. Point 5, the current arena can't close and be knocked down until the new one opens on the gates at Quayside. That's not scheduled to be open until sometime in 2027, and it's already slipped by 2 years. It could be more. So the current arena is going to be in place where it's sat now until at least 2028. Then it needs to be knocked down. So it's going to be there for some considerable time yet. Now, what I didn't tell you in the previous video is that I also reached out for an official comment from Homes England, the government housing and regeneration agency, to get an official comment on rumours and speculation that Newcastle United could use that land to build a stadium on it. Now, I was hoping to have a response back from them by the weekend when I released the video, but they hadn't. But I got the response yesterday. So what I'm going to do now is just let you know what they said in relation to that speculation and possible involvement and interest by Newcastle United. Now, the official response by this government agency is that they say, we have been advised that there are no plans being considered for a stadium to be moved to Forth Yards. So they have an official announcement by Homes England. So leading up to the purchase of this land, Newcastle had shown no interest in the land when they had an opportunity to buy it. They made no approach and didn't make any offers into it. And as it currently stands, and for the foreseeable future, Newcastle United have no plans that are being considered to move a stadium to the Forth Yards land. So there you go. We, brackets Homes England, have been advised that there are no plans under consideration to move a stadium to Forth Yards. You can interpret that quite clearly, as I do, that they've reached out to Newcastle United, who have made that comment, because that's quite a statement for a government agency to make, which is now on public record. They did actually go on to say a couple of more things which were really interesting, and I'm going to use that information to form another video in the near future about the whole of the Forth Yards area and what is actually planned for it. It has nothing to do with Newcastle United. Newcastle United aren't interested in the land for a reason. In fact, for several reasons, they're not interested in the land. So if you want to see these videos that are coming up about the local area, about what's going on, and you enjoyed this video, you thought it was informative, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell so you get a notification when these future videos come out. Until next time, I'll catch you later.